Long ago, in a fertile kingdom surrounded by green forests and wide rivers, there ruled a powerful king named King Zuberi. His land was blessed with rich soil, strong farmers, and busy markets filled with traders from distant villages. But although the kingdom was prosperous, the hearts of the people were heavy. King Zuberi loved wealth more than anything else. Every season he increased the taxes. Farmers had to give half of their harvest. Fishermen were forced to surrender most of their catch. Traders who passed through the kingdom had to pay large amounts of gold just to sell their goods. In the market, day after day, carts filled with food, livestock, and gold coins were carried to the king's palace. Inside the palace were great halls filled with treasure. Large clay pots overflowed with coins. And storage houses were packed with yams, grains, and dried meat. Yet outside the palace gates, many villagers struggled to feed their families. One evening, as the sun slowly disappeared behind the hills, the elders of the kingdom came to speak with the king. These were men and women who had lived long and understood the ways of life. Their leader stepped forward and bowed slightly. "Your Majesty," he said calmly, "a king's strength does not come from his treasure. It comes from the well-being of his people. When people suffer, even the strongest kingdom begins to fall." But King Zuberi only laughed. "You speak like poor men who envy wealth," he said proudly. "Look at my palace. Look at my gold. My kingdom grows richer every day." The elders looked at each other in silence. Without another word, they turned and slowly walked away. That night, something strange happened. The palace became unusually quiet. Even the guards whispered that the wind outside had stopped blowing. The torches along the palace walls flickered as if an unseen presence had passed through the halls. Deep inside the royal treasury, a soft rustling sound echoed through the room, but no one noticed. The next morning, King Zuberi walked proudly toward the treasure hall as he always did. He enjoyed looking at his wealth every morning when the palace guards opened the heavy wooden doors. The king stepped inside and suddenly froze. The treasure was gone. Where mountains of gold coins had once glittered, there was now only dust. The large pots that once overflowed with wealth were empty. The golden ornaments on the walls had crumbled into powder. The king ran from room to room in disbelief. He opened every chest, every vault, every storage house. All of it had vanished. Even the great barns filled with food were empty. By midday, the entire kingdom had heard the shocking news. The greedy king who had taken so much from his people had lost everything in a single night. For the first time in many years, King Zuberi left his palace and walked among his people. He saw thin farmers, tired mothers, and children who had grown up hungry under his rule. Shame filled his heart. Slowly, the king returned to the elders and knelt before them. "I believed wealth made me powerful," he said quietly, "but now I see my mistake. A king who forgets his people will lose everything, even his crown." From that day forward, King Zuberi changed. He reduced the taxes, shared food with the poor, and ruled with fairness and humility. In time, the kingdom became prosperous again, but the people never forgot the mysterious night when greed turned a king's riches into dust. Moral of the story: greed may build a palace for a moment, but wisdom and compassion build a kingdom that lasts forever.